All right, so Coach and Wild Smile have done a live stream together. It's sort of towards the end of this live stream that Wild Smile's been doing. He's been doing 7-hour live streams every day. He's now unemployed. Now he's a full-time YouTuber, his own words. Now he's receiving fucking super chats, $5 super chats from Morning Headshot here. But who cares? Who cares? They had a pretty good entertaining conversation where they recapped a lot of the conspiracy stuff. And we're going to get into that. Coach has some revelations that I didn't know about that he's bringing up. A lot of stuff to do with Dick Masterson, a lot of stuff to do with Josh. What will we find out, ladies and gentlemen? Let's just begin.
Oh yeah, the new Project 2 shit. You've been following that shit?
I've been following it like a certain group of people in crack.
Yeah, and Wild Smile's got a really good take on all of
really?
this. He's done his research, he's been keeping up with everything, and he gives a really good timeline
right?
of events.
Because admittedly, I think Dick Masterson's a funny guy from time to time.
No.
I don't have any animosity against the guy.
Maybe
But
you could get some then, Wild
his
Smile.
reaction to Kiwi Farms, like I knew shit was hitting the fan when I saw him screenshotting Kiwi Farms post and sending it out to Twitter.
I think everyone
said,
saw the
"Oh,
shit
man,
hit the fan during that.
We've reached new levels of ass mad on the internet.
We have.
Fuck. And then just all of the shit going on with, like, Kiwi Farms regarding Dick's thread, and I don't know if it's...
Exactly, it's shady as anything.
trying to protect Dick's ego, but at first, the shit regarding Dick Masterson started out in the Maddox thread, and then got moved over to food, and then there was the conspiracy thread that came up, and it grew 500 pages in, like, a couple of days, and then it got quarantined. And then it got quarantined, and then Dick's threads, all sorts of crazy shit are happening to the post there. Weird things, like certain links just becoming dead.
This is a great recap, by the way. Wild Smile's been keeping up. He's one of the, he's one of the most faithful audience members we've got. You know, he himself is looking at this and going, this is crazy. This is collusion. This is a conspiracy at work here. None of the other E-celebs are doing this, so I'm glad Wild Smile and Coach are actually batting on our side, because no one else is.
And Ethan Ralph's thread on Kiwi Farm.
Is it really?
Have you noticed?
I've heard that. I think Josh responded to that today.
Yeah, it is a gay op, I think. I don't think Josh was deleting posts in Ethan Ralph's thread. I think that was a gay op. I do accept Josh's version of events where this guy has gone in and deleted all of his posts, and therefore made it look like 150-something posts have gone missing from the Ethan Ralph thread. I believe Josh on that. I know it's crazy. Maybe I'm drinking too much Kool-Aid here, but I believe Josh on that issue, and I believe it was a gay op just to make it seem as though he was deleting posts in Ethan Ralph's thread. But Coach is bringing it up, so let's roll with it.
A PPP and Josh stream saying that those were accounts that had deleted their own posts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Because all of us...
Come on, Coach, you can talk.
Their posts, yeah, sure. That happens all the time.
He alleges that it was a friend of Dispatch, and he hates Dispatch as much as he hates Zoom.
Like, I don't know the law on Josh
So,
and Dispatch, but it's
just
crazy to
watching
me that there's so many
Godwinson
feuds and beefs
PPP
going on.
just really fucking with these guys, like hardcore. In watching, like, there's a fake Gator, a fake Bibble, a fake Ethan Ralph in chat. There's so much damn lore. And then here is the best part. This is my favorite part about the whole thing. Was Dick Masterson finding some guy who was... He didn't even say...
Now, this is where Wild Smile has done more research than perhaps even I have. Wild Smile's really done his homework here, and he's found out that the whole lore on the George Ben guy that Dick Masterson's trying to dox and go after his girlfriend, and I want to bring this to all of your attention, because I think this is a valid point that I don't think anyone else has raised. I certainly haven't raised it because I haven't done my research, but Wild Smile has.
Right, that this was the case, but he was saying he was looking for information uncovering whether or not Dick Masterson's current girlfriend was ever connected to the username HulaGirl86. And Dick, after, this person found a few things to pull on, a few threads, nothing concrete, but a few threads, he goes, I need to find this fucking guy. Does anybody know if this is the dude from Drunken Peasants? And then tweeted at the girlfriend. Like, that is some I want to talk to the manager level shit. Texts his girlfriend to go, can you ask your boyfriend if he's this guy spreading lies about me on the internet? And then she basically said, I want nothing to do with this. I have anxiety. And he pushed like 3 more times going, no. So you're not going to call in to ask, you're not going to tell me whether or not your boyfriend is harassing me on the internet?
Like, what a bastard Dick Masterson is. Like, I wasn't even, properly aware of this part of the law. But it's just confirming to me that Dick Masterson is a bastard. An out-and-out bastard.
And then this chick, by the way, this chick's pretty hot. Like,
well, let's not go that far,
she meets
Wildsmile.
my standards at least. He
Oh,
posts
no.
a picture of this girl and goes, look at this fucking whale, this fat, because he was so pissed that he had nothing. You know, the equivalent of, I guess, a woman saying you have a small dick. He's like, look at this fat chick, and I'm looking at her going, dude, that chick's not fat, bro.
But why is he ass blasted over some guy? There's something going on.
I love how Coach has put on his tinfoil hat. I love how Coach is just like, there is something going on. There is something going on here. There is collusion. There is conspiracy. I do believe in the bumblebees, and I'm going to watch the skies with Godwinson and PPP. I love how Coach is just fully getting on board with all of this. Props to Coach, by the way. Maybe this is the Coach redemption arc. Maybe this is it. Maybe he's going to want to abort that fetus there. Who knows? This crazy cycle continues. It continues.
That was my thought as well.
Yeah.
There's smoke where there's fire.
No, especially when there's this kind of level of smoke.
Mm-hmm.
You're harassing the girlfriend of some guy who's annoying you.
And it might not even be him. From what I understand,
On top of it, yeah.
That's a good
The
phrase from
evidence to
Coach,
prove
by
it-
the way, especially when there's this kind of level of smoke.
is that
He's
person
a
is
wordsmith,
pretty
is Coach
delicate,
Redpitt.
But reading through the thread, it could very well be this person. I can give you a little bit of information on that, actually, because I have seen on other channels that this person's girlfriend, I think her name's Modern Medusa, she's been posting and leaving comments.
He's really done his
pretty much
homework, by the way,
quoting meta
Wildsmile.
from
He's
the
really
Kiwi
done his
Farms
research.
thread, saying, I'm Ben, and hi, Ben, and things like that. Because
And
now,
this is it. Ben's become almost our Spartacus. Everybody's Ben. We thought Perspicity was going to be the fucking Spartacus of the arc. Now it turns out that this Ben George guy is the fucking Spartacus. I am Spartacus. I am Ben.
everyone in that thread is a Ben sock puppet account or a Jesse sock puppet account. So I don't know. It might be him, but whether or not it is, it's kind of pointless. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now it's a thing, right? So a new rule on Kiwi Farms is not to link to Corey Barnhill. No Zoom stuff.
Which is crazy
which
to
is
me
a new,
because
new rule, I guess.
if this really were a sort of fucking a Zoom-free zone, then surely the thread of Zooms would be deleted, right? We all know for a fact that if Zoom's thread got 1,000 pages and was growing by 60 pages a day, the thread would not be shut down. And it wouldn't be locked, it wouldn't be contained, there wouldn't be a separate trash fire. That's just a fact.
I guess I can respect that, and then over time it started changing a little bit. Now is no posting things to Zoom's channel, nothing to promote him at all.
Which is odd to me,
And
because
just
they still
the
host a
Jannying
thread
got a
onto
little
it.
bit out of hand.
What's Jannying? That's a
Oh,
new
that's-
word.
Coach, no! Coach, please. So Coach has been watching hundreds and hundreds of hours of content from PPP and Goldbridson and the whole fucking menagerie of just conspiratorial agents here. He's been watching all of this, and he still doesn't know what a Janny is. Wildsmile has to explain to Coach what a Janny is. Coach, come on. Contact me on Discord. We'll have a private conversation. I'll sit you down with the dictionary and I'll clear up any terms that you're unclear on. Come on, Coach. Accept the invitation. Let's just do this. Let's school you, Coach. Bring you back into
Janitor. For an
2020.
old man like me is okay. It's a janitor. Oh, janitorial
Like a mod, someone who's doing
yeah.
a little bit of cleaning up behind the scenes.
Poor Coach.
So my
Oh,
understanding
man.
is Kiwi Farms has never been a place where, and this is another new thing, where Josh doesn't want people who might be like potential e-celebs or former viewers coming in and trying to do, quote, gay ops and, quote, weaponize the...
That was my perception as well. I thought Josh was okay with all of this because it's a big shit show and it brings traffic to his site and it's just entertaining for all. So I'm glad Wildsmile agrees.
Boards, as if that wasn't something that's been going on for a long time. It was only a problem when it was making his friends and his benefactor look stupid. Only now...
Yeah.
did
That's
we
a good word,
bring
by
in
the
this
way. Benefactor. Benefactor. If this were a Dickensian novel, if this were Great Expectations, we were all Victorian Bitpot players and Great Expectations, then Dick Masterson would be the fucking wealthy anonymous benefactor, sending money through the post.
moderation operation. And so he said to PPP, well, if you're on Kiwi Farms, and
Yeah,
you're
he
an
would be the
celebrity,
Miss Havisham,
I would
that's
like
right.
you to identify yourself and verify why you would ever do this. I don't know, but it seems that that's a new rule. But we know that all of these threads are filled of people. Filled to the brim, in fact, with people that have ulterior motives.
Exactly.
Motives are
That's the whole point of Kiwi Farms, is it not? Surely every poster on Kiwi Farms has got some sort of agenda, is some sort of pay pig, has some sort of allegiance, right? That's what makes it entertaining, because it's factions going against each other. It's not a neutral place, and nor should it be.
Like, the place is supposed to be where you bring shit out and you'll talk about it, and maybe it'll be fake, maybe it'll be real, but you
This is
outright
it.
remove stuff and go to the lengths that they've been going, that he's been going, 'cause he's in charge.
I fully agree, Waldsmile. I fully
It
agree
makes
with
people
your
like
assessment.
myself start to notice patterns, and
Yeah.
maybe those patterns aren't there, but
Everybody's noticing the patterns, Wildsmile. It's not just you. We're all wearing the tinfoil hat. We don't want the 5G rays to microwave our brain. We don't want this, ladies and gentlemen. We know the truth about the bumblebees and the alien bounty hunters and the black oil virus. We know the truth. We've watched the skies. We trust no one. So everyone's seeing patterns and things, which are there. Trust in the plan. Trust the patterns.
when it seemed like something was up behind the scenes when the conspiracy thread got locked, and with each reaction they have from each update, each thing that
reaction has made it worse.
Breaking news alert on Godwinson's channel. With each new update, they act
It's a
even
Godwinson
more
live
like
news
there might be
alert.
some sort of collusion going on.
There is
behind the
collusion.
scenes. There probably isn't.
There is.
No,
Don't let reason and rationality take hold now, Wildsmile. Don't separate yourself away from the idea that there's a conspiracy, that there's collusion, that there's this fucking grand X-Files episode playing out in front of us. Don't renege on the faith that you hold with this. Because the moment you do is the moment they've won, is the moment they've swept it away and cleaned it up. Keep the faith, brother.
Look like it.
There is collusion.
Thank you, Coach.
Oh, yeah, come on.
Thanks, Coach, for bringing Wildsmile away from the fucking edge of reason there.
They're a hypocrite and a faggot, Coach Abortion Pill.
Oh, who said that?
So that wasn't me, by the way. That was just some random caller on Wildsmile stream, just to lay in fucking 2 cents on Coach there, Coach Abortion Pill. Poor guy. I imagine Coach hears this about 60 times a day from all of his interactions on the internet. So I mean, it's good to have a bit of representation here on the live stream.
I'm a hypocrite and a faggot.
He came in and left.
Good on him.
Hit and run.
Like,
Poor Coach.
Well, you know, this there definitely is some sort of like conference call in the background going on with these guys. No question.
You know why I trust Coach on that? You know why I trust Coach when he says there's definitely a conference call, there's definitely a cabal, there's definitely collusion? Because Coach was one of them at one point. Coach went to Knoxville. Coach tried to set up the Miami Knights with Ethan Ralph and do the skydive and try to take an equity cut. Like, he was one of them at one point in time.
They're all like feeding into each other, and my sense is that they're covering up something that either hasn't come out yet, or there isn't hard proof about it, but is really damaging to all of them.
See,
What, like a murder, Coach? What's going on here? Is there a dead hooker just in the background there that they buried in Knoxville? Come on, release the drone footage, Coach. Come on now. We want the 4K drone footage of the gun and the dead hooker that you buried in Knoxville with the fucking capos there. Holy shit.
now, there are a few more updates, too, that you might not have heard about. So,
Oh God.
yeah, so on the Dick Show, he called in, he asked Noel to, step into his office.
Yeah,
hey,
he did.
Can you call into the show? I'm gonna
Noel
have
and
Ethan
Ralph were in the
talk to
office
you.
there.
And so,
Disciplinary.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Godwinson did like a whole video on that.
I
on
did,
that,
Coach, yeah.
Talking to where he had his two capos there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Sorting out their differences. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
that
it
one?
was it was awful watching that. So there was that. So since you're already familiar, I won't waste your time. But there was something that came out today or yesterday revolving Dick's bank, and I haven't done the research myself, but PPP and Godwinson both allege that this is a Chinese bank that is likely used for money laundering.
Yeah, it likely is a Chinese
gangsters
triad
and shit.
bank.
And I know, like, they play it up for the camera a bit, but it looks like maybe I should look into this a little bit. I don't want.
Yeah, you should, Wildsmile. Honestly. You should listen to the recording where Dick Masterson is saying, you can see it on BPP's channel, like he did his due diligence there and he covered the clip, but he says, this is a clip from last year, by the way, long before the Simpsons stuff, and he says, Dick Masterson, he says that Chase Bank have deplatformed him, payment processor keep deplatforming him because of New Project 2. So what does Dick Masterson do? His own words, he goes into Chinatown and finds a bank. Now what me and PPP did in a private call, we were talking about this, and I was saying, surely to God, that's not the case. PPP was like, yeah, listen to the clip. I was like, okay, all right. And then I typed in, right, banks, Chinatown, Los Angeles, just into Google there. That's all I did. That's all I did. And you can see there that there's legitimate banks that clearly don't want Dick Masterson's business with New Project 2. And then there's Cathay Bank. And Cathay Bank, it has an open door for all on its sign. Has the best dim sum in town on the second floor. Doesn't even pay its phone bill. Has the most one-star reviews I've ever seen for a bank. They just keep rolling in, the Cathay Bank. And I said to PPP, is this the bank? And PPP was like, surely not. Surfer was in the background going, no, surely not, come on. But doesn't it seem plausible that Dick Masterson would be walking through Chinatown one day and just see that sign and go, I finally have the solution to all my problems. This bank has an open door for all. It's a Chinese triad that's going to host New Project 2 now. That seems more plausible to me than whatever bullshit excuse they cock up next.
Speak out of turn and not know what I'm fucking talking about, but they were reading through, or PPP was, the reviews on Yelp of that bank, and they have very low reviews. And I guess today Dick got told he needs to kick rocks and find a new bank, so I don't know if somebody contacted the bank and told them about him and, Kiwi Farms or something, but...
No, don't buy the lie. Kiwi Farms didn't contact the bank. Zoom didn't contact the bank. Plate Gang didn't contact the bank. Goldmanson didn't contact the bank. PPP and Surfer didn't contact the bank. Nobody contacted the bank. The bank just came to its senses. The fucking Chinese Triad Bank came to its senses and realised, okay, we're not going to host New Project 2. We're sorry, but we're going to go and... secede to all of the actions of our predecessors in this fucking pantomime here. We're going to say, okay, we're not going to host this. Just like Chase, just like all of the other payment processors. Even the Chinese Triad Bank wouldn't do this.
Oh, man.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I heard that Godwin zeroed in on this Cathay Bank.
Yeah,
I didn't see how there was any connection between Dick Masterson and what's the name of the NP2? What's the name of New Project 2, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know how there was any connection between Dick and his project and Cathay Bank. I didn't.
Right, okay, Coach. So I'm going to level with you here straight. There isn't any connection between Dick Masterson and Cathay Bank. None that I can prove offhand immediately. All I can say is that Dick Masterson, on his own show, says that he was wandering around Chinatown trying to find a bank that'll host his payment processor, and he finds one in Chinatown. I do a Google search and I see Cathay Bank come up straight away with its sign saying an open door for all, with a Chinese restaurant on the second floor promising the best dim sum in town. And I put two and two together. I put my tinfoil hat on and I just conclude that that's the case. It seems the most likely to be. Right, so just come along with me, Coach. Come along with all of us on this flight of fantasy, please.
Know for a fact that was the bank he was using, and how would anybody know? I mean, I don't know about you. I don't go at which banks I use. I don't think anybody does.
Yeah, I think, from what I understand, right, Noel has said that is not the bank that he uses, so, who can really say? But
yeah, who knows?
They
who
had
knows?
what
the truth is out there,
to be a picture of Dick Masterson going into that bank, which doesn't confirm anything. and it was a really blurry picture, to be fair.
It's true. It's true. There's a picture of Dick Masterson walking out of the bank. We found it. We located the smoking gun, the image there. You just have to keep enhancing the image, and you will see Dick Masterson walking out of the bank. You will see that he's walking out of the bank in a white cap there, trying to hide his face, but you can tell it's Dick Masterson. You can see that it's him. You just have to keep enhancing the image, and you will believe the truth.
So yeah,
And
I don't
how
know.
would they get a picture like that?
Google
Coach,
Images?
no, stop trying to bring reason and truth into this. Come on.
Google
The
Earth or
odds
something.
of that would be astronomical.
Yes, exactly. That was what I was thinking as well. Like,
I love how even Coach has just stepped off the bus. The guy with like dementia. The guy who doesn't even know which day it is. It's just saying the odds of this being are so astronomical. But I implore you, Coach, watch the video. PvP did a great video on this. He exposes the bank. He enhances the picture of Dick Masterson walking out of the bank. And we believe, Coach. And soon you will too.
that's a fat fucking tail to spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, like in my own case, I once Googled my own apartment in Chile. Like we all do, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, we've
And
all
I
got apartments in
saw
Chile,
my
yeah.
Jeep outside in the parking lot of my own building. Of course, because I fucking parked it there.
Right.
Tons of times.
Bizarre, this boomer
And
take
so
here.
yeah, but like just to be walking into
What?
the bank at just that moment and Google Maps catches your picture, or whatever.
It's true.
That's
It's real.
lottery kind of odds.
It's real, Coach.
So I don't know about that. And to tell you the truth, okay, I'm gonna float this out there.
Okay.
I
Okay, get ready for the fucking galactic brain Coach take here.
don't think that Dick's bank canceled him.
Oh,
I think something else is going on.
it's a gay op. Coach is going to say that. Coach is going to say that Dick Masterson shut down New Project 2 himself because he didn't want to pay his employees this month because he spent the money elsewhere already. Maybe on LSD, maybe on trying to fucking control his damaged reputation. Who knows? But apparently, like, this is Coach's take, and let's just play it out.
I'll just float it out there.
The timing is suspect, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
too perfect. I think that PPP and Godwinson just pulled Cathay Bank out of their ass because it was funny.
No!
Probably.
But
No!
because you don't talk about who your bankers are or who you bank with. I mean, who'd give a shit? I mean, how on earth would that come up in any kind of conversation of the kind of conversations that we have online, right?
Right.
Wild Smile. What's your bank, Wild Smile? Because I'm partial to Chase. Are you with JP Morgan? What the fuck? We don't talk about that shit. And so, like, how would Cathay Bank? How would they know? But it would be a great opportunity if some weird shit is going on with the money, and Dick Masterson. I don't know. It would be just a great excuse to just lie about it, postpone payments.
Yeah?
Because there's a perfect reason to postpone a payment, well, wouldn't it?
So, I mean, Coach is really wearing the tinfoil hat here. Coach is really on board with the X-Files episode here. Do you know? Maybe he's going to join us for the retrospective of Season 3 or Season 2. Maybe Coach is the third man all along, ladies and gentlemen. But Coach has come away with the take that, isn't, he's not on his own with this take. Often when Coach says something on the internet, it's because he's read a few things that have, given him this take anyway. Like, the guy is just like a parrot. But either way, like, there seems to be a lot of smoke to this theory, Who knows? Is the truth out there?
Yeah, a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have the money for some reason.
Well, I mean, he's got a mansion in the Hollywood Hills, man. You're gonna try to tell me the prom king doesn't have the money?
Even Coach, the man who lives in worse circumstances than Josh in the Ukraine, shackled in a bedsit. Even Coach is negging on the mansion, on the fucking crack shack in Compton. Even Coach. I love this.
That's pretty funny. When we were all in Knoxville, right? I'd heard that Dick Masterson was supposed to be like really rich and really smart and all the rest of it. Oh, perfectly fine. But, how come he was sleeping on a fucking sofa in Knoxville?
What? So this is a new revelation to me. I didn't realize that the multi-million-dollar prom queen, the successful award-winning comedian, the Chad, I didn't realize that he slept on the sofa. What? He slept on the sofa? The multi-award-winning comedian with millions and millions of pounds in the bank. He slept on the sofa? I thought, like, he had the presidential suite of this hotel. I thought that was the reason why they were all cut to the sofa. Instead, Dick Masterson is, like, on the sofa? What?
I found that fucking weird.
It is weird, Coach, I agree.
Well, that's how he had the money to buy the mansion. He's got to sleep on the floor every so often.
I don't get it, man.
But it's not a mansion. I think everyone's got the money to buy that property that Dick Masterson's in, right? you know? But I'm pretty sure everyone could go into their back gardens now and make Dick Masterson's house. Could just make it in like 10 minutes. Pretty sure, like, everybody has the means to do that. What?
I mean, like, you know, once you get to a certain level of income, you just, there are certain things that you're just not willing to do anymore. You know, you're just like, fuck this shit. I remember when I was like 27, right? I was like earning really good money, 28. I was earning really good money writing, and I went skiing one time. And like
These
always,
boomer fucking
you know,
tangents
I've
really
gone to
get to me, I have to
right?
say.
And
I mean,
went
Coach
to
does
some
this in
hospital
real
and
life as well, so it's not
and I
kayfabe.
spent,
This
like, 2 nights there.
this is a part of the
Fuck, I'm like,
persona.
I got the money on the credit cards to go to a good hotel. Next night, I went to a fucking good hotel, you know?
But I think the point he is trying to make is obviously if you're a loaded millionaire, you know, if you have the vast sums of wealth, if you're banging hookers on piles of cash there that Dick Masterson says he does, then you wouldn't be sleeping on the couch. You wouldn't be sleeping on the sofa. Would you? Come on.
So I don't quite buy the shit that he's like a super millionaire. Okay, and there's something fucking sketchy here, man. Nobody the fuck out like this over nothing. I mean, why is he freaking out? Because, you know, he said some mildly cringeworthy things to some girlfriend. This is where this all started.
Everyone's perplexed, Coach. Everybody doesn't understand why he's flipped out over these DMs so much, because obviously there's something more to it beyond these DMs. I mean, everyone dismisses these DMs as a nothing burger, beyond their initial moments of humorousness. That's it. The only one that's actually still fucking pounding the drum of the DM smoking gun is Jesse there, and Jesse sleeps upside down. Jesse eats children's livers. Jesse doesn't see daylight in 10 years. That's Jesse, though. I mean, so we understand why he's beating the drum there, but nobody is. Nobody sane is beating the drum on the DMs. But Dick Masterson's losing his mind because of this.
Right?
Yeah, you had to really read into it, though, to see some of the embarrassing shit. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't even that embarrassing. We all said stupid shit to girls, you know. I mean, of course, you know, we'll say anything to get them into bed.
No.
Come on.
Coach, no.
Oh, you know, it's like, you know. Anyway, that's the origin of this whole shit show, and I don't understand. It's like an overreaction, and everybody is acting in ways that are not natural. Even Medicare, because Medicare should be watching this shit and laughing, but he's awfully fucking quiet.
yeah, he went offline for like 2 weeks, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it. Jim's own actions. Damn him. Damn him. Silence speaks volumes.
My thinking is that, see, he's got everybody by the short hairs. He's got all their info.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
I mean, that's not just your personalized theory, Coach. That's pretty much what everyone's saying.
That you don't have to go up to somebody and say, hey, if you don't play nice with me, I'll fuck you up and release your information to Kiwi Farms.
You
don't have
never
to
do.
that.
You don't have to. It's
Yeah.
implied. It's
Yeah.
implied.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah,
winks
I'm
and
not sure if
nods
you
and
saw
suggestions.
the roast of Dick Masterson, the inductee into the Killstream Hall of Fame, but there was a moment.
I don't watch that show.
Me either. You and me both, brother. But I saw a clip that someone sent to me where it was Dick roasting, doing his return, retaliation against everyone talk shit about him. And the first thing he said was, "Hi, I'm Dick Masterson. I have a payment processor that I use to have all of the edgelords in my back pocket to trolls shield me from criticism." Something along those lines. Like that was.
Well, I mean, that was truth. That was truth slathered in self-depreciating joke there. That was truth. Dick Masterson was speaking the truth there. More eloquently and better than anyone else has said it, really, because it's coming from his own mouth.
The joke, but what's funny about it is it's kind of true.
It is true, yeah.
No, it's not kind of true. It is true.
It is true.
Yeah, it is true.
That's why when, there was enough pressure for Jim to get involved at all, like he kind of came out and as he does, made a few joke tweets at Dick, "Oh, fall back, baby, and I'll catch you." He didn't mention that he was cry fucking his girlfriend, cry fucking his mistress after kicking his girlfriend out of the house and then texting her about it. Like, there's some funny shit in there, but they only picked like the cream of the crop, the stuff that made him look like so what if I look like an absolute dipshit? I was getting laid, guys.
That's actually the response I would say.
Because Coach is just a slimy bastard,
exactly.
that's why.
I like, okay, have your lumps, big deal. You take your lumps and you move on. not this overreaction. Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
the
think it's
overreaction
simple,
that's damned them.
the simple
to be honest.
solution, right? So he had the Kiwi Farm, like Kiwi Farms are in like photocopied pictures of Kiwi Farms are in his lawsuit.
Yes.
Right. So he was.
This is it, right? So Dick Masterson did weaponize the Kiwi Farms when he was doing his lawsuit against Maddox. This is truth. Truth.
fine weaponizing the Kiwi Farms when it was Maddox that was their target. But as soon as it was him, that's when the problem was, because he's actually convinced himself that he is who he has played on his show, right? The personality has become Dick Masterson.
There we go.
And so the guy with the ego the size of a planet cannot fathom why anyone would ever laugh at him. So it's sort of like, I guess, just insecurity, just textbook insecurity. A guy who can't handle the idea of a bunch of random internet people shitting on him because he has a big podcast. He's important. God damn it.
Yeah, he's an important person. Lives in a mansion. He was homecoming queen. He's going to die with 2 prostitutes in his arms. This guy is an important person, a celebrity, living in the Hollywood Hills.
In the Hollywood Hills, and he's fucking 2 supermodels that look like horses.
Yeah, because I looked at the pictures, 2 girls. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, it comes to something when Gonzalo's refusing the fucking pussy on being offered up. You know, it comes to something when Gonzo's got standards.
Do better.
Yeah, no, me too.
Even Wild Smile.
No, and the thing is, I kind of feel sorry for the one who's 36, the one who's
What? The crazy bitch? The Jamie Lynn Hughes?
She's not particularly that, supermodel attractive.
Oh, come on. She's not, like, terrible looking,
That one,
Coach. Come on, now.
oh, man.
I mean, okay. She's no Queen Anita, She's no Anita Sarkeesian. She's not even a Zoe Quinn. But she's all right. Come on.
Cruel to have, strung her along. She's the one that he forced to sleep in the back of his truck while he was banging the other one.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, there's no kudos to it because, they're not 23 and hot, both of them. No.
Right.
They're desperate women.
They are desperate women. They're over the hill. They're past the wall. They're like spinsters, childless spinsters that Dick Masterson has ingratiated himself within. Come on. The guy is not. I think they'll use the analogy Weinstein, but the guy is not like Hugh Hefner here. It's Dick Masterson going after some over the hill fucking white trash women here.
Women who they hit the wall or they're post-wall.
Yeah.
They got nothing going in their lives.
Exactly.
They're easy to bang. Of course they're easy to bang. They'll bang anything because they're desperate, because they realize that their biological clock ran out. They got nothing to show for it. They got no kid, no...
Oh, fuck. Come on, Coach. Nailing them to the cross here. Poor women. Come on, I'll white knight for Jamie Lynn Hughes. I did it for Anita, and I did it for Zoe, Queen Zoe. Poor Coach. Poor Jamie Lynn Hughes, receiving this beating down from Coach.
Chums to the Sharks, for crying out loud, right?
Yeah, in his mind. No, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, it's no great virtue to have banged these girls.
No, it's not. Coach is banged on the money here.
It's a little bit, it's a little...
No matter where you stand on the Coach question, he's right here. I mean, once in a blue moon, the guy is right, and he's banged on the money here.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, they don't even want to be together at all, the women, and he is coerced them into embracing this relationship. The more you read it, it's really sad. But what's even the saddest out of all of it is that he thinks in his head he's Harvey Weinstein banging these super hot supermodels, but in reality he's an amateur Pornhub video.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Basically. And the funny thing is that you realize that he's actually never had... He's never had a menage a trois.
Now this is where this whole fucking interaction takes a left turn. Now when I initially heard this, I had to rewind it a few times because I couldn't stop laughing. My own laughter was deafening me to what Coach was saying here. But so Coach has got to say that he is not only a master of the blade, but the guy is a master of the art of the threesome, right? Coach has had many threesomes, and it's a headache and it's a ball ache, but let's just get into this. Because he's about to talk down to Dick Masterson, he's about to say, this is how you do it, man. And you don't want to do it, because threesomes are a headache.
Both, a 3-way bang or like living with a couple of girls for a while. He's never had that, because if he knew it, he'd realize what a headache it is. Okay?
Oh, God,
it's
right?
It's not as much fun as it sounds like. Okay, and for you kiddies who are virgins out there and listening to this shit, I'll tell you right now.
Incels, rise up!
It sounds really cool, but then when it actually happens, it's like a lot of work, and a lot of waiting around, and a shit ton of jealousy and fighting, cat fighting, and no, it's not fun at all. Okay, it's fun.
Who wants Coach to release the 4K drone footage of the Chilean threesome that he set up here in Ukraine? You know, the one Chilean and the two burnt out Ukrainian hookers. Oh, fuck.
Like in your mind, but after about like 3 hours of this shit,
What?
not more.
So, Coach has had this threesome for 3 hours? The stamina on this man.
You want to shoot yourself in the head, okay? And a week of it, you
A
want
week? A week? Coach has been pounding away at these two hookers for a week? Wow. He truly is a god amongst us, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Red Pill. Incels need to rise up. Holy fuck.
I'll tell you that right now.
See,
But,
just ask yourself, if you ever had an annoying girlfriend, imagine having two annoying girlfriends that are also insecure because they don't feel, like, comfortable with the fact that you're fucking another woman. Like, in almost every case I've ever seen a polyamorous relationship, there's just a ton of insecurity, people competing over one another for affection. It's never good. It's not healthy.
Well, the reality is
No,
it's degeneracy. Let's just call it what it is. It's degeneracy.
always wind up, screeching at each other and then screech at you. What the fuck is that? That's no fun. I mean, come on. You want to fuck some girl and then, eat a few cookies and watch TV and go to sleep, right?
Oh, I'm cringing. My face is contorted in a cringe at this moment.
You fucking too. It's like a nightmare, okay? Oh, no.
Do people
So,
believe Coach,
obviously
by the way?
I've had
Press
one.
1 if you believe Coach's threesome
Not
story.
one that's lasted. And,
He went for
he's
three
scraping
hours
the
in a week.
barrel.
Just
It's
pumping
kinda
away.
Pathetic. I mean, the whole thing is pathetic. But the thing is, see, if you look at it like from the outside, it's really fucking smart of him. I mean, it was a clever move that basically he created this payment processing
I love, by the way, how Coach will just admire Dick Masterson's scam work here. This is one confidence trickster admiring another confidence trickster. This is great. Coach wishes he was in the position of Dick Masterson. He doesn't care about morals or the truth. The guy just envies his position because, he's got all of these guys under his thumb. He's raking in the dollar. He's raking it all in. He's making bank. Coach wants to be Dick Masterson. The reality is, though, that Masterson will probably end up like Coach, living in the Ukraine as an exile. But, I mean, that's a few years away yet.
system. And note, most of his money is coming from Patreon, not from New Project 2. So he's
Which is
created this
right.
payment
The guy's
processing
making
system.
20 grand a month on Patreon, probably even more than that.
This crowdfunding system for a lot of e-celebs, especially e-celebs who've got no place else to go and therefore
Yep.
desperate and will do anything
Yep,
to conserve this income stream.
like Josh.
And at the same time, he has captured, for all intents and purposes, the guy who runs the most radioactive site with all the dirt on everyone. It's pretty fucking smart. Because now he's
The
got-
admiration in Coach's voice. There's no indignation. There's no crusade in Coach there. He just wishes he was in Dick Masterson's place, in Dick Masterson's position. Game recognizes game, and fucking, water seeks its own level, and Coach wants to be Dick Masterson. One confidence trickster admiring another.
that guy under his thumb, and he'll do whatever he wants. Josh will do whatever he wants because Josh is a rat. I mean, I told
no.
you, right, about the interaction I had with him last year, right?
Now this is juicy. This is juicy content. So I've heard this. I've heard what happened during this interaction so many times now that I don't even believe what narrative is brought up in today. But look, we're gonna roll with it. From what I understand, and this is my take. Oh God. So Coach tells me one day in a call, he says that I'm friends with Josh. And I said, oh, that's a weird, interesting friendship there. And he says, yeah, Josh lives in the Ukraine. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Have you met? He's like, no. I said, oh, well, what friendship does this entail? And Coach told me, and I shit you not, Coach said that him and Josh were going to ride the Trans-Siberian Express together. Now, I picked myself off the floor after laughing so hard that I, fell off my chair. And I said, seriously? And Coach was like, yeah. And so I was like, okay, they've got a blossoming friendship here. The next thing I know, this is like some months later, this is probably the year after, I'm looking at images of Selna's wedding, which Coach went to. Coach went to Brittany, what's her name? Pettibone and Martin Selna's wedding. That's where he went. Bizarrely. Imagine inviting Coach Red Pill to your wedding. Holy fuck. So he's there and he's showing like this journalist guy, I don't know, this e-celeb guy. He's showing like these DMs that he's got with Josh. And this guy has like taken a photo and put them out on his Twitter. And these DMs say that, you know, Josh is like begging for a visa. And Coach says, No, let me correct myself. I'll apologize. Coach is contacting Josh and saying to Josh, I'm having some problem with this like Chilean syndicate that want to invest this money into me. Can you please hide my Kiwi Farms thread from the Google search algorithm, or at least bury it so it doesn't show up every time these employers or these investment guys, this syndicate, want to Google who I am? And Josh said, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm a free speech, you know, I'm a free speech absolutist, you know, I'm Josh Moon, you know, you can't ask me to do that, which I thought was fair enough, right? And then Coach says something like, I'm going to offer you like $5,000 to pay for your visa, I can do this. You know, the most shady shit you could possibly believe. It's all in these DMs. I'm sure someone will bring them out because, I mean, I didn't hallucinate these, at least I don't think I did. And then, like, Josh just ghosts the guy, and then 30 days later or something like that, Josh comes back and says, hey Coach, I've got an idea of how you can do this if you can sort out my Ukrainian residency, right? So that's what I think. And then what I remember is Coach just snaking on Josh even further and saying, you know, fuck you, Josh, and now this is it. They're at war with each other, and that's been the state of events since I think it was like last year, end of last year. I think that was when the friendship between them dissolved. If you want to call it a friendship, to me it sounded like some crazy shady shit about Ukrainian visas. But Coach has got another explanation again for this. I've heard him explain this about 5 times now on various different platforms and various different contexts, and each story has a new detail and a new bit of context that I didn't see in those original DMs. But here we go. And I don't think he mentions the Selna wedding either, where he leaked these to this guy. But who knows? Let's go.
I don't think you have.
Oh, well. Let me see. Back in July, around July 4th, right? I was getting involved in a business. And what was going to happen was that I was going to get involved in a partnership. I got involved in this partnership eventually. And it was with like a bunch of rich guys. Let's put it that way.
Just how shady this sounds. It was with a bunch of rich guys, let's just put it that way. Was it the mob, Coach? Come on, are you working with like the cartel now? Come on, we're all friends here. No one will say anything.
And these guys were going to do due diligence on me. Now, the partners who brought me in on this were guys I knew for 15 years and whatever. And they know about my internet shit. I think it's between funny and stupid. But they just ignore it. It's just some random hobby, right?
Yeah.
And, but the other people, they didn't know me. Okay, so they did due diligence on me. Or they were going to. And so I told Josh at the beginning of July, look, Josh, I need a big favor. And I will give you a big chip for this. I need you to somehow not make my Gonzalo Lira Kiwi Farms page pop up the first time as the first thing that appears when you, which happened back then.
Which I think is a really shady request. You know, if Coach comes to you wanting a favor, it's likely to be the most shadiest shit you could possibly imagine. You know, so I mean, I gave Josh props for, you know, just saying to Coach, "Fuck off," basically. I said I thought that was a base move from Josh. Obviously, he reneges later and comes back with like a counter offer, but that's by the by.
And he was like, "No, I got my principles. You know, I never do that." And I thought, well, okay, fine. Way to solve this problem. And eventually, I did solve the problem. But then, exactly 30 days later, I'm talking exactly 30 days later, he calls me on Discord out of the blue. He says, I know how I can fix your Google problem. And I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. And we start talking, and the first thing he says, I can make it so that Google, your Kiwi Farms thread never appears on Google. I just have to do some little text shit, and it'll never appear when they Google your name.
This is so shady. This is so covert. This is Machiavellian in the extreme. I'm sickened, by the way, because I think this is actually how it did play out, you know?
And I'm like, Okay, great, but it's kind of late because I already had to suck up to these guys and
It's too late, Josh. Coach had to suck the D's. Coach had to take it up the bum. Coach had to humiliate himself and haze himself and literally lose all of his dignity. Coach lost his soul to get this Chilean syndicate to invest in him. It's too late, Josh. It's too late. Coach is a broken man.
compromise and basically bend over and take it in the ass.
Coach is saying he's been anally sodomized. The guy's been sodomized. He's been sodomized by the cartel to get this deal over the line. Josh could have saved in the sodomization, but he didn't. And 30 days later, Josh comes back with a counteroffer. After Coach's ring is stinging, after Coach can no longer focus, after Coach sees like stars fly round in circles round his head. Poor Coach. The lengths that Coach went to get this deal over the line. Oh, God.
So that I could be a part of this association because it would have meant a lot of money to me. That's why I wanted to join this particular project, and I eventually did, but I had to humiliate myself.
No!
No! And here he is telling me a month later.
Coach had to... I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. Oh, fuck.
Basically 3 weeks too late, how he could do this. Oh, thanks. But, he says, I really need your help in my Ukrainian residency. Oh, so basically what had happened was that he had gotten in trouble with the Ukrainian authorities. They were going to boot him out of the country. He was living in Odessa at the time. And my wife is from Ukraine, and I have Ukrainian residency, and I know how to get through it. Or let me rephrase that. I know the guy that you have to talk to make it happen so that you get your Ukrainian residency no problem, right?
This is so dodgy. This is so fucking dodgy, ladies and gentlemen. Coach knows how to set you up with a Ukrainian residency because he knows this one guy that can do this for you. This is the dodgiest, most shadiest part of the law, even including New Project 2, even including all the collusion. And I thought this so at the time. I thought, what is Coach doing now? He's setting people up, international fugitives with Ukrainian residency. The reality is, right, let's just be real. The reality is Coach is living in the Ukraine and he's got Ukrainian residency because he married a Ukrainian woman. Not because he knows a guy in a back alley that sorted him out with his Ukrainian, permanent visa. That is just not the case. But, Oh, man.
And he wanted that contact. And he was willing to...
That contact?
...derank my page in order for me to get him residency.
What?
See, before...
What?
He had my principles. But then when his neck is on the line, his tail is getting stepped on, then he came running and he was willing to do anything. Now, you can have your principles. And you can think that I'm a scummy guy because I wanted to, derank my page. I didn't want it to be the first thing that appeared when you Googled my real name, right?
Look,
and you can think that
Coach, I now in the light of day, I think that's a reasonable request. I think you asking Josh to derank your page from Google, was more preferable than taking all that syndicate dick you did there, Coach. Taking all that jizz on your face. I think that was a bit more preferable, right? Right, than being, sodomized by the cartel. So I understand now. I don't just think you were coming to Josh with a sleazy offer. Josh could have helped you, and now you're going to be forever living with this PTSD, but at least you're making money, right?
Scummy guy. Okay, fine. But isn't it kind of scummy that he was willing to do this if it would save his ass? And it was the thing that drove me nuts was he was calling me up like he had found this big discovery that he could save me and help me, right? Mm-hmm. When he had known this a month ago. It wasn't that he had just discovered this shit. And the only reason he was offering it now was because he needed something, and he needed it desperately.
Yeah, I do think that Josh was desperate during this. I think that, obviously he was about to be deported or something was going to happen in the Ukraine, which meant he couldn't stay there. So obviously, 30 days later when the heat is actually on and the hourglass is ran dry, the grains of sand in the hourglass are just over. I imagine that Josh had a bead of sweat down his face, and he thought, I'm sure you weren't the first person he contacted in his moment of desperation there. I'm sure he was so desperate, in fact, and he wasn't thinking straight, that he thought that Coach Red Pill could just fix him up with a guy who could fix him up with a Ukrainian visa willy-nilly, just like that. I'm sure Josh's state of mind wasn't great there, right?
And that's when I knew the guy's a fucking rat. He'll sell out anybody to save his own neck. He won't give a shit. I mean,
This is Coach recognizing game, right?
No
Coach is a rat. Coach would sell out anybody.
And because he's
Coach would take the cartel
he's very
D.
predictable. And so he's going to do whatever Dick Masterson tells him to do because Dick Masterson is his meal ticket. He's got no other source of income. He has been kicked off the financial planet for all intents and purposes. The only way for him to make money is through Dick Masterson. And Dick Masterson, in fact, on Patreon, is getting like, he posted, doesn't he get like 20 grand or something?
Yeah, I think he gets more than that.
Yeah.
He's getting a shit ton of money. So for sure, Dick Masterson can pay Josh and keep him on side.
Yeah,
And so,
of course.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great little toy, a great little pet to have at your side, at your beck.
The admiration and the admiring tone of Coach's voice here. Coach just wishes he was Dick Masterson, and he perpetrated this scam as successfully as Dick.
Oh, a guy who runs Kiwi Farms with all kinds of doxing information, and he can sick them on whomever he wants to. Fuck yeah!
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I mean, the guy's smart. Dick Masterson. He found a guy
Yep.
who's just
Game recognizes game here.
and is going to use him to inflict all kinds of damage on anybody who crosses his path. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the kind of people that they are, man. Yeah, they're kind of
Yeah.
shitty.
Yeah.
I love how this is coming from Coach, the moral arbiter. Everything that Coach has just said there applies to himself, but tenfold. You know, I love it. I love it. It's like the Tiger King. And there we go. We're going to wrap up the clip there. That was Wild Smile and Coach talking about the whole shit show. I think they both gave pretty good takes. Wild Smile's done his research. Coach seems to have just wandered off the bus, but he's enjoying it all anyway. And we welcome Coach in. We give Coach our tinfoil hats, and we say, you know, go proudly, my son. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Keep remembering to watch the skies. Trust no one. The truth is out there.